Okie dokie, gentlemen, are we all here ready to fucking go? I asked y'all a question! As I reveal my giant's monkey! That's not as funny as you thought it was, boy!
God, I thought he meant penis!
I swear, the only thing I hate more than weaklings... Hey! I'm spanking, soldier! Don't fucking spank unless you're smart as fucking what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly
The talk show at the end of the week.
Space is big.
Star Citizen Base.
It's really big.
It's
Round
really
Table.
big. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Welcome to the...
Shut the front door.
What the hell? Star Citizen Base Round Table. Here on the Base Radio every week on Sunday where, you know, we just sit here, talk Star Citizen and stuff. Salt, sugar, you know the drill, usually. And of course, we all join. You can all join in the chat at Twitch TV/TheBase Radio if you're on Shoutcast, listening there or something like that on the go. I mean, it's all possible, but the chat's where you want to be. What's up? Oh, never mind.
My kid.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here. Everyone's here today. Yes, Innovis. We were on time, or at least... No, we were on time. Yes. I intentionally just started off with a song.
You were early.
And yeah.
Hey, why did Juntao and Tio switch places and I stayed in the same corner?
Because he doesn't want to
I
keep mirroring
requested-
himself.
I demoted myself and promoted Junta.
Right?
Okay.
Let's start the question bot. So we all know what's
I
up.
requested that corner.
That's how that works. The bot has typed it out. You know, you just prefix your questions with question or Q in square brackets, followed up by your question. Just submit it in Twitch chat. It'll get grabbed. It'll get grabbed. It'll get submitted to the list, and it'll go through the list in the end of the show. Oh, actually, I completely forgot. I remember now. We didn't even upload the last episode to YouTube yet. What the hell, man?
Just for clarification.
We're professionals.
Yeah, exactly. If you want any useful information, you're
Just
best not
join
to
in
ask
live.
question here, because we have no useful information.
Oh, it's a thing.
It's
Well,
all subjective.
we're not CIG developers. We're just idiots and with microphones and chairs and computers
Someone gave us a platform. It's crazy.
on this weird Twitch channel that someone just decided to make 4 years ago on Shoutcast, and then started doing crazy monkey things, you know?
Chat wants to know what beer you're drinking.
Who?
Des is right. Summer Shandy by Line and Google.
Shandy.
Summer Shandy. It's quite refreshing.
That's sort of like what this is, but
I do not get any
just have
money
a
from
new title for it.
Line and Google to promote them.
Grolsch.
But it's that.
Pedro?
Does that mean it's pale?
No, it's actually the same, sort of the same thing what you have. It's just a mix of beer, lemonade. They just call it
Beer lemonade.
different. And that's what that is, right?
Yep, Summer Sandy. Weiss beer brewed with honey with natural lemonade flavor.
But it's not white beer. This no.
It says Weiss.
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 It's America. We don't say anything properly over here. For fuck's sake,
You don't have proper
Look.
beer anyway. So
right?
I mean,
what are we doing?
I could barely pronounce English properly, or even Korean properly. So don't ask me.
This I can confirm.
I was born here.
Look at this guy. He's like this. What am I doing
I
here?
know.
What do What am
We
I
all
doing
have
with my
those-
life?
We all have those moments.
What is he drinking? I need to know.
Probably water. He probably
Water.
muted himself so it's like doesn't rattle.
Okay. Did I say everything? Yeah, I said everything.
Something like that.
America doesn't have proper bear.
We have black bears and
brown bears and grizzly bears.
grizzly bears.
We
Ice
have
bears,
wolves, and everyone's freaking out about it.
Polar bears.
The wolf population is very happy all around the globe right now for some reason.
Oh, there's only like one.
No, they
maybe.
can't be right because there's too many deers in my fucking neighborhood. If they were wolves, they'll be taking them down.
You live in the
There's
fucking
Lyme-
city.
They are Lyme disease carrying rodents, giant rodents.
Deer?
Deer, yes. Lyme disease is huge around this area. I know 4 people with Lyme disease.
Because you have a tick problem.
We have a
Check
tick
your-
problem.
Right.
And those ticks live off of deers.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish we had wolves to take some deers down because we don't hunt deers in my state. At least not in my county.
Well,
Why not?
technically you don't hunt them, but you know, you could get a license.
Not in Maryland. They
There's
don't
no-
let you-
Not in my
Oh.
state.
Right, but there's no organization that manages deer population. Nobody does it, really.
Nobody does it. Hmm.
The automobiles do it on
Right,
the fucking freeway. That's how they manage deer population. A whole bunch of them cross the road and get hit.
I almost hit one the other day. I was
I
trying to
bet.
avoid it. And
Don't swerve
and you
for
would
deer.
think, and you would think the deer would, go the opposite direction. No, the motherfucker started following my direction. I was going this way, and it turned and went my direction. So I'm
That's
a little
what they do.
cranky about deers.
Same with the fucking squirrels. You're like, come on,
mean-
squirrel, get out of the road, and it'll sit there and do this little dance in front of your car. You're like, I'm just gonna hit you, fuck it.
The squirrels are squirrels, but the deer is a problem because they can kill you.
You make a
if you-
dent in a car.
It'll make it
That's
that.
more of.
Uh,
Well,
That's
there's sorry, you have to remember there's a difference between a car and an accordion that you're driving.
Why does everybody hate the Prius? I don't understand this hatred for Prius.
Because they're always Uber drivers, and Uber drivers are assholes, right?
That's why I use Lyft. Actually, the Uber as a company are assholes. Lyft is a much better company. So if you have the choice between two, go Lyft.
I have neither.
Or if you have the choice, don't go fucking either. Have you heard all the drama surrounding those two fucking companies?
No, I mean I know
People are
Uber,
picking up girls and fucking sexually assaulting them and shit. And then Lyft put out an advertisement that said, well, we don't do that at Lyft. That's an Uber problem. And then 2 news articles back to back about Lyft drivers doing the same shit. Fuck having someone else drive
No.
me around that I don't know.
because Uber drivers do both Uber and Lyft. People use both platforms.
yeah.
I use Lyft because I like Lyft as a company better. And I know that if I pop up on the Lyft app, people will fight over me because there's not enough Lyft as I guess
Users, yeah.
But the drivers get more money on Lyft, and the app is better on Lyft. And
Right, Des, I know. No one's gonna try to sexually molest me, I don't think.
that's
funny.
why I carefully look at the pictures. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I look at the rating. Reviewing.
You're like,
Lyft.
oh, that guy's a creeper. Fuck no.
Yeah, if the pictures look a little bit creepy, I'm like, no, because 130-pound person versus like a 200-pound man. Guess who's gonna win? Especially when I don't have muscles. I am working on that though. Just a little.
All that fucking yoga you do, you're not muscular. Come on.
Mm-mm. Apparently, my hips
Apparently, it
Are
doesn't
not-
work.
my hip muscles doesn't exist. So my calves overcompensated, and that's why I have an issue with my leg, and that's why I'm in physical therapy because my
Or
muscles
weight
are-
training might help you. Light weight training.
I have a 3 pound, 5 pound, and 10 pound. I'll start there.
I have tons of freaking boxes.
Feels like, wow, don't hurt yourself.
But yeah,
What is that in
So, there you go.
kilograms? And in real units, I should say.
Isn't it 1 pound is 2.2 kilo?
2.5. I thought.
Actually, for
2.5.
her, that's more than enough. She can't lift that much anymore.
Look, I can't even carry a bag of rice across the parking lot. Okay, that's saying something.
That is
Bag of
so
rice.
great.
That's only like 2
No,
kilograms.
because when I was a kid, my mother made me carry the 50-pound bag of rice. And I could do it as a kid. I was fine with it. But now you give me a 50-pound of rice, and I'm like, no, where's the freaking cart?
Because you go sit in an office all day and draw a CAD, and then you
Yeah.
come and you sit on your ass and fucking.
That's why I have no hip
Exactly.
muscles.
Right here.
Yeah. But
You need to
physical
join a
therapy is
roofing
well.
crew. That'll
Oh,
help you.
hell no.
Start doing some manual labor. Shit's good for you.
I don't mind that. But I don't
As
wanna
you
go-
can say, there's a lot of news in Star Citizen lately.
I was gonna say.
Well, there's shopping. There's Vandal
Blade.
ships design.
You didn't even know
and
it.
then there's a little bit of mining. And CitizenCon tickets. All the premium
Still?
seats are all gone. There's 1,000 left. I haven't purchased mine yet. I figured I'll wait till my next paycheck.
It's not that bad, is it? It's like $85. Is it $85?
No, it's
87, I thought.
That's not the part that kills you. The part that kills you is the fucking plane fare and the hotel stay, and you got to buy food and all that stuff. And
Yeah. So I got my plane ticket because Southwest had a sale that was going to end on Friday. And there isn't a direct flight from other airlines from where I am to Austin, Texas. So Southwest had one. I was like, great. And the airfare ended up being round trip about $325, which is amazing because the other options I had were about $400 to $500. I was like, fine, I'll do it. It's because it was a long work week and I was getting like my cabin fever from being in my state for too long. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. And I purchased a ticket to Austin. Now I just need hotel and
I got a
Ticket
plane
to
ticket, but I don't have a ticket to the event, and I have nowhere to fucking stay. But I'm getting on the goddamn plane. You guarantee that. So somebody meet Eden at
Just call a
fucking
Lyft driver and
what
do it for you.
airport is it? Austin International or whatever the fuck they call it.
yep, it's gonna be fun adventure, whatever.
Well,
Nothing could go
Mitachi will
wrong.
fucking pick you up. He'll be there. He's relatively trustworthy. I've seen him.
So
You can,
it should be exciting.
Catch a lift with fast car
Yeah, right.
on his lap.
He has one of those little baskets, doesn't he?
I will not fit in a basket. I am
You'd be
not
like
that
one of those-
tiny.
Purse dogs, you know? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
I am not a goddamn purse dog. So, how's everybody? What's out? What else is out there? Anyone
much.
excited about the Vandal ships, mining update, the shopping?
I'll
I'm
show you some.
surprised that the Vandal thing didn't start more drama
Why
Why would it
that?
start drama?
because they're reworking the entire Vandal fleet. So,
Are they?
yeah. They talked about it in the
Yeah.
this model is what the hell did the guy say? 60 to 70% more efficient to run an engine than the previous model. So they got a better looking ship with less polys, which is what they've been doing with every ship. But every time they do something like that, everybody's like, oh, see, this game is never going to come out. They're never going to stop working on. They're always fucking changing everything. Blah, blah, blah.
Fuel for miners, right?
I found it interesting that they say the Vandals adopt other people's technology and they don't have their own. So they were talking about a little bit of the lore of the Vandals. And I was like, they don't have art, and yet they have a Vandal style. Like there's an aesthetic to Vandal.
Yeah.
Well, because it's supposed to be like technology embedded with like bio organisms somehow.
Organic designs, yeah. It reminds me a
there's-
lot of what they did in Stargate for the Wraith. That's probably other series where they had the similar thing in Star Trek, maybe.
Well, isn't it very alien-esque?
It's very alien-esque, yes.
No, but I mean when you talk
That's what I
about
thought. Like Alien
organic
Covenant, the Alien series.
merging between
I'm okay
organic
with that.
and scientific
the Alien
technology is kind of what that did in Stargate.
Yeah, that's been a thing in science fiction for a while, like the merging of actual mechanical and some sort of biomechanical. So we'll see how they pull it off. I mean, the newer rendition of the blade looks pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
And
What is
it's
this?
bigger.
What is the old one?
That's the old one on the right and the new one on the left. So it looks way better. It should look better when it explodes too.
Sweet.
Menacing.
Yeah. I kind of want a Vandal scythe.
Actually, when you
you know what the difference between those two ships, though? If you look close at those two ships, one looks like it's designed for a game, one looks like it's designed for a movie.
Right.
Mhm.
It's true.
Oh.
Difference.
The newer one is very cinematic.
Let me get back to that one. That old one's just like
Yeah.
it looks like something from a. It's just it just looks a bit too cartoony,
Looks like a
really, and the left one is so much more cinematic.
It's like with
Photorealism.
cars these days. If you look at the cars from the past and look at the cars now, like there's more details as time. It depends on, I guess, on the market, but with more technology, I feel like there's more curves, intricate curves in the cars today than there were back in the older days. It was just more boxy in the older days.
Well,
So-
they've added more layers and shadows and all that stuff. They can do it with less resources, and that's good. It looks better, less resources. Means that we can have more people online at the same time fighting bigger battles with Vandal. So it's all
This
good.
right here, this shot,
Yes.
this is a sticking point for a lot of people. The HUD is going to be 100% holographic. Why would it not be 100% holographic in UEE tech?
Right.
Get rid of
Why
all
do they
those
rely on screens?
fucking
Yeah.
MFDs and all that bullshit and just make the whole thing a fucking holograph that you could select what is shown.
Alien technology.
Yeah, but we stole tech from the John and Banu.
They have freaking holotech on Idris with the whole communication thing, right?
I think people
It's just-
just like their buttons.
It is weird, but I
Because
mean,
I was looking at rental cars like a year ago, and they were showing me like the Ford vehicle, and there were like hundreds of fucking buttons, pardon my language, on the dashboard, on the and I'm like, why do I need this many
American
buttons
Force?
for? Like,
for distractive driving.
and I'm like, and I go into my, Japanese Toyota Prius, and there's just a couple buttons. And I go into my friend's car, it's an American brand, I forgot which one. Buttons everywhere. I think there's a love for buttons in the United States.
Mhm.
Because instead of consolidating to make it more efficient, they just burst into flames and there's buttons all over.
Well, it's an American singularity thing. you have to have a button and a text describing what the button does. If you have two functions on one button, certain people get lost.
So maybe that's why UEE has ships with a bunch of buttons.
Because they're Americans.
There's
Because we're Americans, yeah.
Mm.
Even in 2949 or whatever the hell.
Oh, you talked about the rib cage. So
And to go back to what Des Maria said a minute ago, somebody said he said the bioluminescent communication is supposed to be a thing. So I would assume that's going to translate into their fleet as well, because they said that something about their characters were going to be able to translate mood and shit through bioluminescence. So that'll be different. The guns totally changed. Everything changed. It's amazing. It's just all changing. It never ends. That's it. The
But
game's
for the
never
better,
coming out,
though.
confirmed.
It's changing for the better. It's more efficient. Why carry on inefficiency to the next rate?
No, absolutely. I know I was having some debates with some people about the time frame for this game and all this stuff, and I can't believe that people still don't get it. All this time, games don't just get made.
Appear. They just don't appear out of the blue.
You can't just pull it out of your ass.
Well, if you're redoing the same thing that you've done before, you can, but the average game development cycle is seriously 10 years. And does it
or more.
Does it suck to wait? Yeah, it sucks to wait, but that's just the way that it is. It would have been a whole lot easier if Chris Roberts would have borrowed like $150 million from somebody and sat quiet in the dark.
Yeah, right.
And announced the game 2 years before it was ready to release, but would have been
says
easier.
The average is still 4 to 5. But for a game like this, like StarCraft and
Average is 4 to 5
yeah, but
for
he's
a company
talking
that already
small
exists.
games. No,
Yeah.
he's saying these are smaller games.
these are not.
So if
this
you're
is not
talking about an arena-based game like PUBG,
They
that's
work on
already
the
like
first
a copycat
Warcraft.
of another. Right. Warcraft was a 10-year. Skyrim was 12 years. When you're talking about big-ass games, they take a long time.
StarCraft was like 7 years that we know of. That's from when they announced StarCraft 2.
You putting your leg brace on,
Before that, they even dumped.
or did you just
StarCraft
take
Ghost.
it off?
I had an haircut earlier. Should be really glad you can't smell.
Yeah, I'm glad.
This is a scratch and sniff version of the show. Go ahead and scratch your screen. See if you can smell Tio's stinky, sweaty leg brace from his exercise session. No, too much.
Someone was talking about scratch and sniff TV, like in the future, where you could smell what's happening in the TV shows. I'm like, no,
No,
that's
thank
going
you.
too far. Mm-mm. I don't need to be watching NCIS and smelling dead bodies in my living room.
Yeah, you need all these little nodes around your house that generate smoke and smells and shit like that. Yeah, you
No, I don't need to smell the smells of the TV shows and movies
rotting
that I watch.
flesh. Hell yeah, that'd be
Rotting
something.
flesh, aliens, swamps.
Yeah.
Mm. Immersion. Just use your imagination. At a certain point, you could engage your imagination. So
The world has lost its ability to use
People
its
have none.
imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I agree. No. They just
Yeah.
want to be spoon-fed information.
Well, they want to be spoon-fed information that fits their worldview too. At that, so, and anything outside of what you already believe is like toxic to you, and you start like corroding from the inside. It's amazing. If you've been following me on Twitter, you might want to not read any of my shit
Right.
because I've been on fucking fire. I'm really pissed off at people right now. So
Yeah.
I'm just
But
in
you
a
know, it's
trolling mode.
Yes, hi. We are going to a music break. I guess.
Already.
Yes.
Already.
Already, yes.
We're
We're 3
talking.
minutes
shit
behind.
flying by.
20 minutes about talking about nothing but.
You don't like that?
You
Talk
didn't like
about
that?
something. I
We can
don't
continue.
remember
There's
what it
some other
was.
stuff on ATV, so we can continue after the music break. Let's do
Yes,
that.
there's a couple things. Shopping. Who doesn't
Mhm.
like shopping?
So enjoy the music
This will
break.
be Eden segment coming up then. All about shopping.
Right.
Mm,
Questions can be
Maybe.
submitted in that way, in that form, and that the bot just gave you. It's harder to explain than it is to, just read what the bot says. So there you go.
if you
With that, I
have
think
a
we can,
question, type open bracket
don't even.
question close bracket followed by your question. Or isn't there an exclamation Q? Isn't there a shorter?
Bracket Q bracket or bracket ask bracket also works, and it doesn't even have to be a question. If you want to make a statement that I can fucking tear apart, that's fine too.
First bracket. Okay.
Okay.
The base.
Domestic violence on either side. Thank you very much.
Got it.
So,
You're back.
what are we talking about now? Exercise?
That's the second block, exercise. What is the proper? Should we lift weights? Should we do yoga? Should we do calisthenics? Should we run? Push-ups, sit-ups. They used to call them mountain climbers, leg changes, shit like that is what we used to do. Football plus lightweight training, and that shit'll make you fucking limber and strong as fuck. You don't need to like get crazy bodybuilding, trying to bench 200 pounds and all this crazy shit. But
And making sure you at least spend 30 minutes a day, like stretching, exercising, whatever workout
sex,
works.
yeah, it's good exercise.
Because once this game comes out, people will be sitting at their desk all the time. That's happening even today. And it's like bad posture. It adds up to very,
You won't be able to play Star Citizen for 18 hours if you don't exercise.
So let's take Rellim, skinny fuck. So he doesn't have to do much when it comes to cardio. He has to do HIIT training, which is basically it's 20-second burst 2 times per time. He has to get up to 2 minutes a week. And
high
it's not hard to
interval.
do. Yeah.
High intensity interval training. Got it.
And it does, that's just to prevent cardiac disease and grow some to burn some sugar in your thighs, in your muscles, etc., to get it out of your system. When you burn the sugar, it has a good health effect. If you look like that, though, you will have to do 4 minutes of medium intensity training, so you get up to 10% of your, or 90% of your current max pulse, and then you do 4 off, 4 on, 4 off, 4 off.
There's a good
That's
potential that I look like that by the time Star Citizen launches.
I know, right?
And if you don't look like that, by the time Citizen does launch, people will head towards that because they'll be at their desk.
He needs like a wrist support.
Well, you see, he has a wrist brace on his right
Yeah,
wrist.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
His
so
mouse.
funny.
I've never had that problem.
Well, you're
Well-
26.
No, but I mean, with the height of
Add
my
20 years
armrest,
to that, motherfucker.
the height of
Wait
my
and see
how
armrest
you
of the
feel.
chair.
Jay
It's
Lee
perfect for
has
the
one
mouse.
because he's always drawing. Like his
Right.
work involves
Carpal tunnel, man.
yeah.
Repetitive
so,
stress disorder.
So sometimes he has to wear the wrist brace so he can actually continue working, or his that's his money. That's his source of income. Take care of your body, guys.
Yeah, but
You only
with
have one.
at least with the Dutch, they might seem skinny and stuff, but I mean, bike a lot, so you can kick your ass with our feet.
Biking and bearing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys drink beer while you're biking?
Sometimes, yeah, they're called beer bikes. They have them a lot
'cause
in Amsterdam. The tourists even use them quite a lot.
Oh,
They're
is
like-
it the one
they're like-
with a gigantic wheel, like an 8 people?
It's a
slot
giant
with
table on
and they
wheels.
Pedal.
It's basically a giant beer table with a keg on front.
And you're
Okay.
drinking
Holy
and
hell.
pedaling. All 8 people are pedaling to get the table moving forward.
Yep.
So you're going
Yeah,
around
exactly.
Amsterdam drinking.
Here.
Oh
Whoops.
my god.
It has a keg on front with all the beer in it, so that's and everyone pedals
That is
to get
so
forward.
fucking hipster.
It
It's
is.
not even funny. Oh my god.
They gotta do something, tourists.
Yeah.
That's too much. Okay, so shopping.
Yes.
I mean, this kind of shopping.
That kind of shopping.
They're talking about branding and try to design stores in such a way that you see the brand. So it's not generic everywhere you go. And I think that's great for immersion. I wonder.
Implementation will be the issue because if you watched Reverse the Verse, the cat that one of the guys anyways that's working on this was saying, you know, part of the reason why he's hip to UI is because he played a lot of video games where the UI felt fucked up and sterile and didn't really give you the options in the game that you thought you needed and stuff. So if they implement it right, it should be pretty good. I mean, this first step that you see, the way they did commodities in the current builds is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's a good start. I like the idea of the hollows of your ship or your character or whatever in there. They're just going to need a shit ton of items
Mm-hmm.
and a reason to get them.
And that was about shopping.
I know this got me thinking of the way that the interface works with your virtual mouse, right? If you see actual players do this, right, you can see this guy, he's standing with his hands on the desk on the console, but you won't see players do that because they don't use their hands at all. Everyone doing such a thing or moving or even interacting with their mobiGlass will just be standing still because you don't see what they're doing. They don't wave their hands over the screen and do stuff with it.
I would bet that there have
'Cause it will
been
be-
discussions in CIG about that very thing, and if they
This
can,
one.
and how efficient it would be to implement it. Right, like your character, you would move the mouse, but your character would actually be moving his hand, following
Yeah, but that
the
would
mouse.
obstruct your view, though. That's something. And since everything in Star Citizen is the way that it's rendered, it's all real, right? So your character and your eyes and your head. If they want to do it so that you don't see your own hands doing that, but other people do see your hands doing that just for aesthetics, I'm not sure if that's. It's probably possible, but it would need a rework of that thing again while they were trying to make everything as real as possible. I don't know.
What if they had you walk up to the terminal and put on one of those little golden brainwave reading headsets that they have now, and you just did everything via thought? No? Not interested?
Would you want someone to read your thoughts?
They already do. Google.
They don't read your thoughts. They read your input and create a pattern.
Those are your thoughts. And they have a big ass digital profile of everything you've ever said and done, bought, gone, places, blah, blah, blah. They know everything about you, Eden. Even your real name.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy. All these shinies.
The hangar, the sound of
that?
it was pretty awesome though. When you gotta watch that part of ATV, the hangar,
I did not see that part.
and the sound design. Although you can see I don't know. I'm not sure if there are stars. It just looks like empty void. It's a test map. What you see. But of course, in space you won't hear that. Although I don't think so. Maybe on planets.
I don't know. You could probably feel it. I don't know how you translate that. You know,
Well,
a
you're
big
standing
ass
on
door
the-
like that moving would be vibrating. So.
Yeah.
But how do you translate that to the player? You know, that the fucking thing is shaking because it's moving. You know, if you've ever been in an industrial environment where big industrial doors are moving, it's pretty intimidating. You know, they make a lot of noise and fucking shake the buildings and shit.
So maybe a little shake of the camera if the door is closing and your view is like a little bit shaky.
Well, it's probably the same. Like they did a half-ass decent job of implementing the sound that you get from being in a spacesuit when you leave the interior of
footsteps,
Port
right, yeah.
Alisar to the exterior of Port Alisar. Everything becomes like very muted and muddled, like the air inside of your suit is physically moving, but everything outside is just gone. So I would assume they're going to do something like that since they've already done something like that.
Yeah. Now, if anyone's ever watched, what is that movie with Gravity with what's his name? What's his face? So it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's that movie with at least with the most realistic way they've done is a movie about space, and the way that they did sound in there with you can notice exactly how it really works. George Clooney, that's right. How it actually works in the real world. He has these drills in his hand or the tools that they use, and the sound travels through the tools, but nothing else. So, but you can I think you can even they do this in like The Expanse, right? They have helmets on, but they turn their communications off, like their radio communications, and or it gets disabled for whatever reason, but they can still talk to each other by putting the helmets visors up against each other, because then the sound will travel through the helmets of each other. We don't know. I guess that will work. The movie where
Sound
yeah,
will
that's,
find a way to
Many ways
travel.
they can lure it.
Because like at least like in architecture, one of the things I learned is sound will find a way, or noise will find a way to get to you. Like you could have the most fantastic like soundproof room, but if there's a tiny little hole in that wall that connects to the next room, sound will just, all that noise will just penetrate. Like whatever you do with your soundproofing doesn't matter, because if that hole is there, sound will find a way.
Low
as long as there's a
frequency
medium.
is very, it's based on energy, right? Low
As long as
frequencies have a
there's a
lot of
medium?
energy. High frequencies do not. So high frequencies are easily blockable by something in the way, but low frequencies are not. They just pass through a lot of stuff. You can isolate it pretty well, but it's difficult. So these are the Hurston trash biomes, and it's pretty interesting that they show a little bit other biomes now as well, like this. I'm not sure if this is on Hurston. That might be maybe one of the moons.
The Savannah biome on Hurston, yeah.
It's a work in progress.
There's
Like always,
plants.
put those letters in the bottom, but
But it doesn't look bad for
No.
first iteration. It looks better than a lot of other games that I've seen, so it's headed in the right direction. And you know they won't stop at this either, which is something that we talked about last week when they showed the forest biome and everybody was going nuts about all the trees being the same and shit. When it says first iteration, test, work in progress.
why do all the trees look like each other?
they did good progression here on ground clutter. I was talking with somebody about that.
Many routes.
They need to create a methodology that leaves paths for you to get like your cyclones and your tanks and shit through. It can't just be all brutal rocks that you can't pass. Maybe certain areas you have to go around and stuff, but there other games, the maps are so small they can physically say, okay, this is a travel path. We want players to use this travel path. In procedural generation like this, if they try to do that on the scale of just one moon, it's going to take forever to try to do things like that. So how the hell do you get a path from one area to another if you're on ground? Like in a cyclone, that if you hit 2 rocks, the front wheels fall off. That's right. You don't know either.
Nope.
I think that they will at some point have certain areas that will be designated as having more activity by players and NPCs. That might have an algorithm like you just talked about, but I don't think in general they will do that on the planets.
Scabs might be onto that. Destructible terrain. Tie that in with mining. Maybe at first the moons are all cluttered with shit, and as people mine these rocks that they have scattered around the moons, it starts creating just man-made paths. Or you could have your friends or whatever create paths between key points or whatever by mining the rocks that are in the way. I don't know. We'll see how the game plays out.
You know, it's actually funny. I used to do this in Arena Commander because you could shoot a lot of the asteroids and they would break into smaller pieces, which you could then shoot again, and then they would just disappear. But it's a whole new version of that now.
But I would think that they're still going to disappear because the problem that they're going to have is they can't consistently
of course,
break items into new items and then have the server track those new items on a consistent basis.
that is the main.
It'll be too much data.
That's the main problem with Space Engineers. Usually, when your server gets too crowded or too complex, people, break their ships. They break into pieces, but because of the whole space Newtonian physics, the pieces will just fly off and keep moving into infinity, and the server constantly tracks all those items that people keep leaving behind and trashed and exploded or whatever happened to that stuff. So the longer the server exists, usually the worse it gets in there.
Sure. So how do you overcome that? Do you
well,
restart the servers and clear them and start from?
There are ways that usually that's the whole thing with Space Engineers, is that it's just you can manage your own server, right? So you can manage the trash collection or the trash deletion of stuff that has been inactive for so many hours or days. But you can also just manually go through any sort of floating object so that it's not doing anything and delete them. It's a bit of it's not completely automatic though. It's not that is not something you can do in Star Citizen, I don't think.
Well, it'll have to be selective for sure, because how do you account for salvaging and stuff? Because people are just going to be driving around looking for shipwrecks, and if they don't have some sort of persistence to ships that were destroyed, then what is there to salvage? Because that's whatever
Actually, what I realize is that the difference between then Space Engineers and Star Citizen is that Space Engineers, like I said, is just your own server you're running locally or on a dedicated machine. So it's relatively. It needs to be relatively low demanding for a single server to be running, but at least for Star Citizen, they have a shit ton of infrastructure available to them. Like they can mesh all this stuff together. So it's a lot. I guess it at least means that they have a lot more resources available for that. But of course,
but everything has a limit,
Yeah, it has a limit. They still have to make it work. Mm-hmm.
Very interested in that shot that just passed of that prospector mining in the environment that it was in. Was that lightning? Was that flash in the background wasn't caused by the mining?
No, doesn't look like it.
So is that environmental?
That's something we've seen
I would
before,
assume
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Because that would be pretty spooky, right? To be out on this fucking rock mining and this weird ass dusty electric
Dusty as
storm
hell,
thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe that was.
Wasn't there like a
shot in,
cinematic earlier this past year where it was like it wasn't Prospector, it was the Reclaimer, like in the storm, right?
It's
Mhm.
Squadron 42.
So
yeah.
there is weather, yeah. The universe.
Oh, weather.
Yeah, we're
those
just
are
not
basically
seeing
just
it right
effects,
now.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was in space too. I mean, if this is on a planet, then
Well, they
that's
did a
new.
thing not that long ago about that in procedurally generated environmental effects in space and on the ground. So the environment's going to play a huge role in how well this game comes across, how it feels. I mean, right now on Daymar, you get the idea of wind blowing and stuff because there's dust blowing around and shit. If you land a Reclaimer, it blows up a big ass dust cloud and all that stuff. But things like this, that's pretty dope. And then there's some prick sitting there behind a rock that you can't see because it's dusty and dark and flashing and distracting, and you get sniped in the head and your Prospector from 100 meters of a guy you didn't see, and he steals your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for that part?
Hide your signal.
Well, don't you think that the mining thing is going to like light you up like a Christmas tree as far as
Heat.
Depends.
heat signatures? And how far, it depends on how far people are going to be able to see. I mean, these planets are fucking huge as it is, so it's pretty difficult to find somebody if they're not broadcasting a signature, which the current implementation kind of sucks that you can just go, oh, here, you know, it sees something from 50,000 kilometers away, which doesn't seem all that realistic when it's just a passive scan.
There was some
So,
bit about scanning though in ATV.
yes, there was a couple weeks ago.
No, actually this time as well, right?
Was there?
Maybe
I was
it's still
distracted
short.
by Twitter this week. I don't know.
I'm not biting that. I'm not gonna take the bait.
No, I really was. I was completely distracted by shit that's going on social media. People are getting on my fucking nerves.
Just ignore them. They're not gonna change, and you're not changing the opinions. It's an echo chamber. I like that. Doo-doo. But yes, it is 6:01. That means
All right.
it's time for a music break. And then after this, salt block. And like we always start a little bit salty in this block.
Yeah, right.
The show is generally salty
We're generally salty.
about something.
I'm salty about deer.
Yeah, and all my salt has nothing to do with Star Citizen.
Yeah, my salt had nothing to do with Star Citizen.
Hello. Welcome back to the Strategies and Base Round Table. We're on the Base Radio. Hello, Omega Zeus. I knew you were here already, but yeah, hi. You are awesome too. This is the third block, the salt block. So let's actually, I did link something earlier this week. It was after all these screenshot contests have been running, they've now launched this contest where they want
The
people.
tutorial thing.
Yeah, they want people to make a video tutorial for Star Citizen, specifically on on some of the flight ways how you can fly, and everyone's going off. And the topic was pretty much it's funny how they make rules in these topics that are like you cannot discuss anything. This topic is solely for submissions, but people go off on tangents anyway, right? So they don't read, so they instantly comment. and there was a whole tree of discussions, and I guess the mods weren't quick enough about how people like, oh, we have to make a tutorial video with this shitty state that the IFCS and the flight model is in right now. But
yeah, and then you got to make another one when it changes, and another one when it changes, and another one when it changes.
it's like
What the fuck else are you doing with your pathetic life?
Right,
you
let
Star
us do
Citizen
this.
backer? Give me a fucking break. Oh God, they want us to do this? You don't even need to do it. You know
No.
what you need to do? You need to subscribe to fucking Noobifier's YouTube. He's got it all there.
All the no bullshit, right?
All the no bullshit. Seriously, dude, between Noobifier and Board Gamer, they got it all fucking covered, those two. And there's surely other YouTubers out there that have good content, but a lot of it is fluff and bullshit, you know? Those two guys are on point. Speaking of YouTube videos, I was watching this one called Star Citizen Economy something. I don't remember what it was. And the basic premise of it was player-driven economy, better, same, worse, AI-controlled economy, a balance between two, how Star Citizen will implement it. I mean, a lot of comparisons continuously get drawn between Eve's economy, which is, I'm pretty sure, 100% player-driven economy, and Star Citizen, which they've consistently stated it'll be 90% NPCs and 10% players. Does anybody have an opinion on that? What's up, Matachi? Does anybody have an opinion on? I didn't really play Eve, but like for a very short period of time, so I didn't get that deep into their player-driven economy, but I know that they had huge issues of mass hyperinflation. So it's CIG's methodology of letting the NPC market take control of certain aspects, even though it's supposed to still be based on supply and demand. If there's a shortage of a certain material in a star system, that drives the value of that material in that star system up to create opportunities for players to move that material to that star system. If there's an excess of pirate activity in a certain set of trading lanes, that opens an opportunity for players to make money clearing the trading lanes. And I agree, it will eliminate market manipulation. But that's the question that was posed in this video. Is that a good thing? Should there be limited player market manipulations? Like maybe if, let's say, Test Squadron's a big-ass organization, right? What if they control an entire star system? Who comes in, who goes out, who does what, who buys what? Then what? What happens then? Does CIG come in with the fucking Vandal fleet from hell and just blow them to smithereens? Does the UEE step in and initiate price controls? Or do they just let it roll? It's going to be a big thing going forward, right? Economy. The UEE breaks them.
You can speculate about it in YouTube videos, but there's not much on it, though, at this point. Real info, is there?
Well, what I basically just covered was Chris's initial representation of the economy in 2014. Where that is exactly what he said. If there is a shortage of water becomes more valuable. It opens the opportunities for both players and NPCs to move water, which in turn spawns opportunities for players and NPCs who want to pirate that to do so, which in turn spawns opportunities for escorts, or what do they call them, mercenaries, shit like that, to protect these It creates a focal point for conflict, which is the basis of Star Citizen, really. If you think about it, if people are getting into this game thinking it's going to be, I'm going to go off on my own and do my mining and make my money, it's all about converging players in a certain area to create conflict to blow shit up. That's what Star Citizen is about. And sure, there'll be limited offshoots where you can go explore and maybe you'll be safe and fucking maybe you won't. But it's not going to be a safe game, I don't think. It's going to be a constantly look over your shoulder and be worried about the guy that's sitting behind the rock while you're mining on your fucking prospector that shoots through your glass and one-shots you in the face with his new ballistic, high-powered black rifle.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mr. Apple Cider something naked, whatever the hell that was.
Oh, yeah, tastes so
Naked apple. What the fuck is that? Coppa what? Coppa feel? What?
copper bag.
That's a Trump drink, Coppa feel. Oh, and food. Look at this guy.
And blowing shit up.
It's one of the most interesting aspects to the whole thing. Okay, the planetary tech is really cool. It's a really good-looking game. It doesn't perform that great at the moment, but they have solutions in play for that. But when you start adding in the way that players have to interact with other players when a game goes large, shit changes dramatically. So I personally anyways, kind of like the idea that they're going with this whole 90% NPC thing. My first point to the video content creator that did it was, if there's really 100+ star systems in the game, are there going to be enough players to drive economies in all these star systems?
Not enough players, no. But there will be with 9 to 1 or 10 to 1 ratio of NPCs.
Yeah.
Because the economy won't be player driven as such. It will be result driven. So if the humans doesn't cut up the slack, the humans will be able to make it will always be an ebb and flow with everything, like it is in economics today in real world. The human element in the game will just make it, ebb and flow a little bit faster. But the ebb and flow will still happen without the human element in there. So if you're the only human that's currently present in some area, which I find mildly funny, if there's going to be 4 million or 10 million human players, you will never be alone anywhere in the universe. It won't be enough to drive the economy, but with NPCs presence, there will be.
Well, because based on what I just laid out, right? If there is only player-driven economy, what if a huge segment of that player-driven economy just wants to move cargo? Then what stops that cargo from moving? That's part of the NPC economy. Pirates. They blow up your shit. Or you blow them up. Whatever, however the scenario plays out. I don't know.
Well, there's other ways. Let's say you want to control or limit the amount of new industries being built. You can't really attack the factories directly, head on, but you can attack the supply routes. You can attack the supply routes for the sub-manufacturers as well. So there's many ways you can directly influence, not change,
but have an impact
influence.
For sure.
Yeah.
The few is right on the money, though, right there. People won't move cargo if it's not profitable, and the supply and demand factor plays huge into that, which is, ties right back into what Chris was saying in 2014. The only way to create supply and demand is create shortages or abundances or any variation in between the extremes. Like I used water as an example. if there's a crisis in a system and there's no water and the system is starving and paying good money for you to bring in water, well, there's a demand with no supply. The price goes up. So you load up a bunch of starfarers with water, and in turn, I don't know who's a pirate org. Redacted? I don't know them all. Let's just say Redacted gets wind of your fleet of starfarers going, and they're like, yeah, fuck this. We're going to jack these bitches. And then another org gets wind of that, and they go, oh, okay, well, we're going to fight Redacted, and we're going to try to protect these starfarers to get to the planet, and everybody's going to share in this huge windfall of profit because the planet is starving for water. Just one scenario. Could be anything. It could be aluminum. It could be fucking anything. It doesn't really matter what the commodity is. So, and that's another question. Is a commodity-driven economy have enough power to influence player actions? Probably.
It's all about profits, like we discussed before. If there's money involved, people will do it. Whenever people do stuff, there will be people trying to take that free shit away from them.
We could use beer, I guess, as an example instead of water, if that suits you better. What if there's a shortage of beer in Amsterdam?
Bananas.
Who's going to bring the beer? Well, there's
You
already a
need
banana shortage.
There is a banana shortage.
You need water to make beer. This is true.
You need water. Yeah.
Yeast.
There's another aspect to this. You know, imagine if you're a pirate, do you want to really drag around on an Orion slow ass ship, dragging the Orion for its ore, or do you want to attack the freighter ship, leaving the Orion, taking that refined ore and that light, medium, heavy freighter, and then jacking it and taking it somewhere? You know, what is easier for you to do? So it's always going to be, do you need protection while you're in Orion? Yes, but the freighters are the easiest prey, and they're going to need the most time, most kind of protection there is. And the tactical aspect, the gameplay, the fun, the human element, and the NPC element, is going to come in there.
Well, because it's not going to be, like I was saying, it's not going to be a good time if whatever other big org explore has a constant flow of trade with no interruption, right? It's not going to be fun for them. I mean, yeah, they'll make a bunch of money and stuff, but how engaging is that gameplay if all you're doing is taking ore off of Orions, putting them on Hull Cs and Hull Ds and Hull Es, and then taking to a place until you oversaturate the market and it's not profitable anymore and you have to find another destination for your ore? Or because let's just say there are no other organizations that are willing to engage Explore because they're too big, they're too scary. Who fucking cares? It doesn't even matter why. But NPCs need to do it.
Yeah, then that's what NPCs will do. Because you remember Chris said, you will not be able to travel very far without interruptions of some kind. It might be internal on your own ship, it might be external forces, it might be natural causes, it might be other people in dire straits close to your location. And so there will be many, many ways that will lead to distraction, to stops, to halts. And at some point, you will not know whether that distraction is human or NPC.
Well, if you
And that's where the lure of the human element comes in.
There might be another reason to implement what I actually mentioned earlier about the way that people interact with the mobiGlass, the characters interact with the mobiGlass and the MFD screens on the kiosks and stuff like that. That the players won't be using any of their hands.
Well,
It gives them
somebody
away.
mentioned in chat when you were talking about that if your character responds to your mouse clicks, then that'll be a way to kind of, but you have to mimic the NPC movement and the player movement almost identically. It needs to be really hard to discern whether it's a player or an NPC. But if you did that, like if you had your, what did you call it, the virtual mouse, and you clicked on the screen, then wouldn't it make sense to have the player animate to click on the point of the screen that you just clicked on? And have the NPCs respond the same way. The hands are always kind of idle at the bottom of the screen, right, until you click, and then you move your hand real quick and then put it back to an idle state. That doesn't seem like that would be too difficult to implement. But I think that's going to be a big thing going forward, is the ability or inability to discern the difference between a player and an NPC, and the ability to discern who is friendly and who is hostile. It should be a guessing game, right? It shouldn't. Yeah, you see someone out there, you don't know, unless you know them, they're part of your org, they're part of your group, they're part of whatever. You shouldn't know what their intentions are until intentions are made clear. Kind of like in real life. You don't know if that guy walking past you on the subway is like gonna try to nab your ass, pickpocket you or whatever. I know, because I'm getting fucking serious.
Yeah.
This is what I told you, Eden. Get up in that bitch. That's the way she likes it.
Pew pew. We need more questions.
I'm okay with this distance from my camera. Also,
You're
my
okay
desk
with
is-
this distance from me. Just say it.
Also, my desk is actually a dining room table, so the camera's actually literally like 3 feet away from me.
Oh, it's
So I
good.
can't get really close.
I'm here to remove all safe spaces, Matachi. Come on. That is my goal in the world, is to remove all safe spaces. And if this does it, then this is what I'm going to do.
So we agree this is not a safe space.
Yeah, I think it said that at the beginning of the show. It should say that. We should get Nitro to redo the intro things and mention safe spaces. And if you need a fucking blanket, a coloring book, and a puppy, you better get the fuck out now.
Well, that would leave out half. If you include that puppy and a kitten thing, that will leave out almost 90% of the streamers.
Yeah, but the people that come and watch this stream are a special breed of people, and they're like interested in the crazy drama stuff, or they wouldn't come because they know. You guys fucking know. You know what's going to go on here. Jutah's going to say something fucking way outlandish, and everybody's going to be like, oh, what did that prick just say?
And
What
if
a
you don't-
fucking asshole.
And if you don't submit any questions, it'll get even worse.
It gets better in the fourth block. We're like there, dude. Fuck.
We are going to the 4th block. Yep.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. What?
Am I still censored on YouTube, or do you not bother with that? I don't think Rellim would bother with that.
What do you mean, the beeping?
Yeah.
No, we don't bleep out your
The
curse words
monogamous
anymore,
did that,
dude.
no.
Fuck. Yeah, that was like forever ago.
Nobody really noticed that I was the only person being bleeped until like months and months later. I was like, after it was started.
Yes, Chelsea, I removed myself as a diplomacy officer because it was inhibiting my ability to be myself. And always being nice and politically correct and fucking positive and all. It was just crushing my soul. Dude, it was a thing. It was a thing.
No.
They were.
There's
I
no
was
way
forced
you
to
were
do it.
polite and even as a
It's true.
diplomatic person.
It's true.
No, they wanted you in media. You
No,
did.
Gentai wanted himself in media.
Ah.
No, I just wanted out of diplomacy. Like for real. They have people that are much better suited for that role than I was. They just like my ability to write. So, because writing documents is pretty easy.
Chuntao, I don't know if you noticed, but some people don't know how to write. And with the younger generations, with the texting and, you know, the shorthands,
you can't have fucking treaties written with like SMS shorthand in them. It doesn't go over well. No LOLs in a diplomatic treaty between organizations.
Or in a professional setting. I've seen that happen. I'm like,
oh yeah.
What
So that's a rare skill these days.
I say the same thing in Star Citizen that I say in real life. Come and take it.
Try.
Let's go to music break. And we'll be back.
I don't want to touch that with the poll. I don't know what that means.
Let's go.
Just go.
They know.
What? What did I do?
Oh, when we had to buy ammo at that New Jersey gun range. That shit was
You ran out.
expensive.
But that was so fun. I shot a zombie.
I think I brought 450 rounds and they ended up buying another 200.
Did you make the world a little bit
And
safer?
he still hasn't cleaned his gun.
No, it's clean.
I even hit the zombie on the nose. And then Juntao told me I'm not supposed to aim for the head.
Don't aim for the head.
The movies taught me, you know, double tap, make sure you hit the zombie in the head.
That's what the movies taught us. Yeah.
Center of mass.
I mean, that's what Star Marine teaches you. Aim for the face.
I
Because the
know.
helmet is the weakest point.
Mitachi says zombies are for headshots. Real life is center of mass. See? I shot for the head on the zombie, and then Juntao goes, don't do that because whatever security, no.
It just develops bad habits that you're aiming for headshots. So if you're practicing in real life, you shoot for the body, and because the way you practice is the way you perform, period. With everything that you do, it doesn't matter what it is. So the same thing with
And
Star
so what
Citizen.
You're shooting at. If you shoot at something that's likely to have a plate on, you do double tap to send a mass, and then you finish off. But if you're shooting at Joe Schmo in a t-shirt, you know, you do send a mass all along. And you don't stop until they drop.
Because people are squishy in real life.
This
Unless
is
they're on
true.
drugs.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I've seen some fucking videos of like shit in, I think, Central America of where guys are just freaked out and the cops just load them up and they just keep coming. You're like, what the fuck? That'd kill any normal motherfucker.
This is Argentina, Venezuela.
Sounds like Star Citizen.
Colombia.
That's true.
No, I think that there's more major issues in Argentina right now and Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Well, in Venezuela, they're eating the fucking rats right now because they got no damn food, dude. That's scary shit.
Well,
For a
speaking of
country that
Yeah,
has
people are
so much
starving.
oil,
speaking of
they could be like Norway.
realistic,
But they didn't because they just did it all wrong. The government
Poor Rellim is trying
effed
so
up.
hard.
He's trying to divert.
no
Go ahead, do it.
So we are now in the
Speaking
fourth
politics
block.
and the world news here. No, but I mean, like,
Look,
I noticed you guys are
can't run away
into
from the world.
realistic
I mean-
weapon mechanics and that sort of stuff. Like I do realize that DayZ was a game, but it's lately being slowly put on the map because there's a new update coming that's supposed to put it into beta. And although it's got a whole overhaul of graphics, it looks a lot better now than it used to in standalone days. And weapon mechanics in there are really realistic as well, in a way that you have to collect. I mean, if you find a weapon somewhere, you gotta find a magazine and bullets. And I've noticed too that if you reload while something's loaded, you eject a bullet instead of, lots of games do it for you. They're for lazy people, and the game does it for you. If you hit the reload button, it basically, it doesn't reload the weapon. It just has this thing in the game built in that it checks if the weapon is fully loaded, and if not, it'll fill up the magazine with the remaining bullets you have in your backpack or whatever inventory, and then reload the weapon. But the DayZ doesn't do that for you, so you have to, if you really want to reload, you have to take out the magazine and then fill it up with new bullets. Or if you have
there was another game that was like that, wasn't there? Where if you removed a not full magazine, it would insert a full magazine, and then you would have a partially full magazine in your inventory.
Backpack.
Arma.
What
yeah,
is
that's
it?
because that's where it came
Arma.
from, probably.
Oh, Arma.
That's where the whole DayZ game came from anyway, but yeah. I mean, you gotta have all these full magazines in your backpack stocked.
How's Tarkov? Does anybody play that?
I haven't bought it yet.
My 11-year-old wants it for his birthday on May 30th.
I've heard mixed things about Tarkov.
Like, supposedly the weapon customization is fucking really good. But I don't know.
It's it's kind of like PUBG without the ever shrinking gas cloud, whatever it is, coming for you.
Yeah, I heard it was like kind of a mix between PUBG and that one. What the hell was that game that we were playing, Rellim? Oh my God, what the fuck is it called? It was a UB game. The Division? Like where you had to extract and get your items out, and then you would save your items. And if you take it, you can choose to take it into
Black
the
Zone?
Yeah.
Dark Zone thing. Did we play that? I think that was someone else with maybe we did play that.
I thought you played that with us.
Oh, you mean with the beta?
But, yeah,
Yeah.
not-
Me, you, Core, Astia,
Oh,
all
yeah.
those guys.
Right.
but it wasn't. It's not like in Division
yeah.
you.
Third-person arcade style shooting, cover-based shooting.
In Tarkov is nothing like it.
It's
So
more
it's-
like
it's-
PUBG as far as
it's-
like engagements are concerned, first person.
Yeah, I would say it's more like Arma.
Okay. Well, everything's like fucking Arma. Arma was too much for some people, man, because that shit was pretty accurate to reality.
Yeah.
Pretty close, anyway.
You can still go
that-
through the campaign of Arma 3 and it's just like, fuck, that's difficult as hell, man.
And when you play Arma a while and you go play with milsim communities, then they would add anywhere between 10 and 20, 30 sometimes mods, just to make sure that the realism level and the harshness level is even higher. So the AI is tougher, the AI is better at moving, the vehicles hit harder, the bullets hits harder. You add wind effect and bullet drop, and you add body armor effects and better, more realistic radios and better, more realistic medic treatment, etc. So it's all of these factors that are in there is stuff that they really want to involve and get some aspect of in Star Citizen, but not the whole aspect. But they're going to come with a pretty elaborate medic system, according to themselves. What they've been explaining about death of a spacemen so far.
Well, sure, and I'm waiting for stuff like, remember when they talked about, if you get shot in the arm, you lose the ability to aim properly. If you get shot in the leg, you might not, you limp, you're all over the map. So, and that hasn't hit yet. So hopefully that is still on the map.
Yeah, they said that's coming with Death of the Spaceman. They can't, the medic system and the damage system is tied to that.
Yeah.
So it is 6:45. That's 15 minutes for the question block. We don't have that
Do we
many
have questions?
We
There's
have
a couple.
like 4. First question from Mayonnaise 015. Do you think we will get personal or ship mounted invisibility cloaks in Star Citizen?
Not actual invisibility. Never.
Maybe radar invisibility, but
Yeah, stealth.
Well, the
and-
idea was to manage your shit so that you were as stealthy as could be based on your signature output. But like Star Trek style Klingon cloaking devices, I don't think so. Chris already said that he's not hip to that.
Okay.
And I'm good with that because I think that detracts from the gameplay. But if you can manage your signature well enough to hide and then sneak up on somebody and gangbang them that way, that's good gameplay.
okay. Next question from the few. What trivial game mechanics do you think will be most likely introduced in the distant future, i.e. rock climbing, fishing, skydiving? Skydiving, I will argue, is not trivial because think about the Marines and the implication of like base infiltration. Just saying. But
Yeah, I don't know what trivial is. I would hope that we would see more parkour like you see in some of these other games, wall climbing and things of that nature.
well, you also said fishing, so I'm guessing like leisurely activities, grilling, eating.
I don't know. Well, I think
Eating
eating
is
is
coming.
supposed to be a thing. And it is relatively trivial. But it
Eating
will be necessary.
parkour or partly parkour is going to be a thing. So
Pottery, disposable hero, that's funny. Knitting, nice. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go the whole thing of like World of Warcraft or even what the hell was that other goddamn game, Life is Feudal, where you got to fish and all that stuff. At least in World of Warcraft, it was an option and you could get cool shit from it, but maybe not.
It's not trivial.
No, man.
No. From Trash Stove 1, what do you think is the end game of an organization on Star Citizen? Well, I guess it depends on the organization, right?
Control space.
surviving.
Yeah, not disintegrating.
Yeah.
Not evaporating over drama.
Not losing your shit to idiots leaving.
Open access
think-
to.
Well, I think in the part of game mechanics, though, I think they just want to control part of space, multiple planets, maybe even more system. That is somewhat. You can manage that and keep it safe, and make profit off of the whole shebang. Then that is a good. And as long as it's a stable income you can have as an org, and you can have plenty of stuff to do.
Not even if Test had 10,000 active members playing for only Test at any given time, could they hold even a moon?
Well, remember way back
Well, it's
before
about
we
scanning and keeping.
Sure, and you have to have guards on duty all the time and all this other stuff. But way back in the day, which really wasn't that long ago, but before we had the inkling that procedural planets were going to be a thing as quickly as they were, the big talk was like, are we going to be able to conquer and control a space station and use it as like a hub for operations? That was the big talk on the big orgs, you know. Now they have planets. The planets, like Tio said, they're too fucking big. I mean, maybe a coalition of organizations,
Yeah, I still hope that like outposts in orbit of planets, you can hold those and use those as bases instead of all this planet side. What is it? All this beacon land claim stuff. That's like, okay, that's nice, but what about space? Structures in space you can claim or build.
Well, one thing that changed the game again was, okay, we have the ground claim system. We have the Pioneer that can create a series of outposts to create some sort of little functional, forward operating base or whatever for an org. Now they got a bomber, like a literal carpet bomber. So what does that do? That changes everything. So these things were specifically designed to enter atmosphere and bomb your outpost that you created via the Pioneer. So is all of Star Citizen going to become a hiding game at that point? I mean, really? You're going to spend, hundreds, if not millions of credits to build a small outpost for someone to come with a fucking Hercules A2 and drop some bombs on it and just annihilate it? That's crazy. Yeah, tanks and everything.
I think we have to remember that everything, if you set your base correctly, it will be able to withstand a lot of those hits. Those things are used to soften up a target so that ground troops can go in. And if your base isn't set up properly with shields, with armor plates, etc., depending on what it is, if you don't have troops on the ground, if you don't have anti-air, all that stuff, if you don't have patrols in the sky, it's going to be easier for targets to get in. Carpet bomb, but whatever you are guarding, is it worth the enormous cost of those carpet bombs?
Right, is what I was going to say. Yeah, they would waste bombs that were probably worth more than whatever they can claim from killing you or destroying your ship.
Yeah, that's going to be a big question. And I think that ties more into the question is, what will the goal be for organizations? Will it be resource capitalization, I guess is a good word? Are you going to find pockets of very high valued resources and have your org try to control it and extract it and protect it while and then be nomadic like we've talked about in the past, just moving from place to place to place to place based on the resources that are found? Are orgs really going to have a quote unquote home base? Is that going to be viable?
I hope, hopefully, like what's his name? General can in Twitch says too, that hopefully that those bombs are going to cost you a lot of money, and hopefully that part of the economy will make sure that people don't just attack each other because it's it's funny. Oh, I want to bomb this guy because it's funny. I want to annoy people and troll. I just drop bombs on these random structures that are not worth anything for me. So, but you waste a lot of money with dropping all those bombs. Hopefully, that part of the economy will make sure people don't, do those random attacks just for the sheer fun of it. It's because sometimes in games that's kind of annoying when people attack you for no reason at all, and they're like, okay, I gotta put security in place just because people want to attack me for the sheer fun of it. But they don't gain anything from it.
You have to have security in place, but then you have to measure the cost of the security up against your overhead from whatever operation you're running on the planet. If it's a mining operation, what's the overhead?
But this all ties back into our very first conversation, Star Citizen related conversation in the show, based on, the economy of Star Citizen. NPC controlled, player controlled, blah, 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 blah. And if the economy gets overinflated and people have, hundreds of trillions of dollars of UEC, then money becomes a non-issue. And then these are things that you have to deal with, right? People just spewing bombs out of their bombers because money's not a fucking concern.
Yeah. Well, there will be a concern at some point, right? There will be talk about
stock.
Yeah, not only is the stock, but you will also have repercussion for those who are doing the carpet bombing out of no reason. If you are in an area where whenever you do stuff like this, you will get caught, or basically you will be identified as a perpetrator. That's part of the gameplay, maintaining beacons in your area so that whoever's attacking you, they will get caught. And then you can bounty hunt them. And eventually UE or any other city or area or government will also then put out bounties on this person or org, etc. So it's never safe in the moment, but there's a balance. If people are too shitty, there's a system that pushes back. But
or hopefully there will be a system that pushes back anyway. There should be.
That's how they explain it, right? That's their goal. And if that happens, then it's fine, because how fun would it be if you're always safe? So individually, you're never safe, but in the long run, if people are too pushy, there will be repercussion, and the system will push back. That goes against both players trying to manipulate the economy and orgs trying to control an area. You won't be able to. Even the biggest org, like Test, will only be able to keep a small part of a moon secure. They have no chance of doing a whole moon. Even if they had all 10,000 people online at the same time, which is never going to happen. You can't possibly it's almost theoretically impossible for an org of 10,000 people to have everybody online at the same time. Most likely in high peaks, you're going to maybe have 3, 4, 5, maybe 6,000 people. But that is also just not feasible. With 10,000
not to
people,
control that much of a geographical area, no.
So, if you take away 1/3 of the population from 10,000, you're down to 6,600 people, and then you have to have those people have to be spread over the time zones, because people play at different time zones, and they play at different times, even in the same time zone, and different days. Some people play more one day and less the other days, or nothing at the other days. So all in all, even with 10,000 people, you're not going to have more than, maybe $1,000, $2,000, 2K people online in peak.
I think there's like I'm not sure where that was, but I think I've read somewhere like a calculation of when you have a guild or a clan or outfit in any game at any given time, how many members you have in that clan guild, and at average how many people are online at the same time in percentage of that total. What is it, like 5 or 10, maybe 15%? I'm not sure what the number was, but it was. You always gotta.
It's low.
Realize that it's actually quite low compared to the total that you have. So you have to make sure that you can still run it with that amount.
15% sounds about right.
Yeah,
but
I think sometimes even less. Yeah.
But it still leaves you with. In test, it's plus minus. If the 15% is average, and then you have peaks, and then you have low points, and then you have. Do you have a standing army? That's going to eat up of that. Do you have an attack force? That's going to eat up. Do you have people that just want to play the game and just contribute taxes? Those are going to be amongst those 15%.
Yeah, and how many of those 15% are going to want to always be participating in organizational operations and all that kind of shit,
Not many.
So there's all kinds of math that goes into trying to calculate human behavior.
It's calculated. And I know there are people that like to sit there and do, you know, well, I am always going to give 100%, and I'm always going to be there for the guild, and they're going to be using all my shit for free, and I'm going to be beneficial and all that fucking shit. No, you're not. You're just talking out of your ass. You know, you're going to be just as bad as everybody else once the game get launched and you start to see the cost of being in the game and doing everything you want. You're going to work hard to earn money, and you're going to cry every time you have to part with it, just like everybody else. So, and some people will be more beneficial and donate more time to the community, and that's how community survives, because more people, some people do more than others, but most people only do the minimum requirement.
You need hot pink hair so he could see you. It's time, for fuck's sake.
No, that's what's that girl from the UK?
Beachy?
The purple. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The scale of the game, every time they scale up the game, everything gets more and more complicated, especially for organizations. For individual players, it's not too bad because you'll just have an abundance of shit to do. But for orgs that have been making big plans for years and years and years, it changes constantly. So,
well, this is one of the most fun aspects I always hear. When people talk about they're going to have fleets standing of X amount of javelins with X amount of escort Idrises and X amount of...
talk.
We have this many ships, yeah. Good luck.
Right? I love that crap. People post that shit all the time. Our org has this fleet of blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. That shit ain't going to be online all the time. And if you have a javelin, you know what? Your org isn't going to be able to man the fucking javelin.
Try and maintain that also. Yeah.
It also depends if you know how to fly well, right? You might have like a armada of great ships, but if you have shitty pilots and shitty like...
For that
well,
shit?
that's why you have to respect test, right? Because their motto is something like, our auroras will blot out the sun. And they're just like, fuck it, we're all Aurora kamikaze pilots and we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's a good mantra. Like, we don't have the biggest ships and we don't need them because we'll bring fucking 13 million fucking Auroras and just smash them into your goddamn javelin. I like it. Anyways, sorry. That was a long ass answer to a short ass question.
Mhm.
We have one more question.
Uh-oh.
From Omega Zeus DX, what if there is a shortage of shipbuilding materials in a system where a manufacturer is located and you deliver the things needed to end the shortage?
You get paid more.
As a result, the manufacturing in the system is able to produce a limited edition ships for you, like for example, F8 Lightning. What do you guys think? Sorry, but I butchered up the question.
Yeah, but I don't know if the limited edition ships part actually makes a difference. You know, different manufacturers are going to be assembling different components and ships and all this stuff all around the systems. So they've already stated that's how they're going to utilize the economy to encourage gameplay. You know,
The factory doesn't sell the ships to you. They sell it to a vendor that sells it to you. So it's
right. So
you get money.
Power
You
plants
get
are
a
going to be
price.
over here, and this power plant company might be struggling with the shortage of materials, and they need shit. And the weapons manufacturer could be in another system, and they have a shortage issue. And that's how they're going to create gameplay for, you know, people we're talking about. It's all about making money and shit. That's where it's going to be. You have to understand what's going on in all these systems and say, okay, you know, we're going to make the most amount of money by taking aluminium to be European, aluminum to X system, because that's where they're going to manufacture this component that goes into that ship. It's going to be such a large web to break it down into something as simple as the question. I think it oversimplifies the equation, but that's the point of the game, is supply and demand.
And also, I think sometimes the limited edition ships is a marketing thing more than, you know, materials.
It's not limited in game.
Yeah.
Might be hard to get, but it's not limited.
Well, I would think based on the fact, just, we'll go with the F8 Lightning thing. Since they just gave me an F8 Lightning just because, you'll be able to get one in game.
You got an F8 Lightning?
Yep.
Can I fly it?
It's like some fucking concierge tier bullshit thing where the more money you have, the more free bullshit they gave you, which I don't particularly like the ship, It's got a lot of guns and stuff on it. We haven't flown it yet to see how it's going to fly. Maybe it's like the greatest thing ever, but I don't really, it doesn't do anything for me. So I'm good with the Freelancer. Fuck it. And a whole C.
You were able to get,
Space
remember
buses.
when you finish Squadron 42 and you get into the game, you get a token that you can use to spend real life or in-game money, once you've earned it.
Well, and that's what the few was saying right there. You'll be able to earn it by finishing Squadron 42. But I don't think they're going to give you the ship at that point. You'll be unlock it like you did.
You get a token to buy one.
Right.
Or maybe, let's say you get a token to buy one. And once you've earned enough money, you get to buy it.
And there may be multiple perks along the way through Squadron 42 that haven't been talked about yet to do the same thing. If you do this specific thing through Squadron 42, you inherit the ability to do a certain thing in the persistent universe, which therefore incentivizes people to play the single player game, because a lot of people are like, I'm not interested in the single player. But if they make a point to give you something in the persistent universe by playing the single player, well, then you're definitely going to be more interested. I think.
Yeah.
I'm interested anyway. I don't whatever.
Yep. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. That was the last question.
Okay, so speaking of which, I've seen the few on like the round, I think on the captain's table, Astropub, right? I remember the name, right? Does that sound right?
Paul Shelley. Right.
He's around. He's a streamer, right?
He's streaming. He's around the verse.
He's around the verse.
He's around the verse.
You should come on and talk to us. Hit up Eden Star at Eden5TAR on Twitter.
Well, what are you planning?
You could just come and talk to us. I like his opinions. I've watched him on other streams. He's a good conversationalist.
Has been here with us already?
He has, when he told me I was balding and I'm old and fat and all this other shit. Yeah, that fuck.
Yeah, we definitely need to get him back.
Okay.
But he was wrong. Check this out. See, this will trip T.O. out.
He's just good.
Look at this.
Wow. What the fuck?
Look at how long that's getting. I got it all shaved on the sides, and I'm gonna do the whole fucking mullet ponytail thing.
What?
No, you're not.
Fuck yeah, I am. A big ass long gray ponytail, like when I was fucking 20 years old, because that's the way we used to do it way back in the day.
Mullets.
Like
In the 90s, that's what we did. We had fucking like a mohawk ponytail with our sides of our head shaved. I'm
Just
going
call it a
back to my
mullet.
roots. It is a mullet. That's exactly what it is. I want to be like Joe Dirt.
Who's Joe Dirt?
You don't know Joe Dirt?
No.
Oh, dude, you got to watch the movie. It's called Joe Dirt. Who is that? Kevin? No,
Spacey?
not Spade. What's his name? He's a comedian. I don't remember his first name. Something Spade. He's a little tiny, skinny. David Spade, yes. He was in a bunch of shit like Just Shoot Me was a sitcom he was on and stuff. But watch Joe. If you haven't seen Joe Dirt, it is like Americana. It is such a great representation of redneck America. It's fucking awesome.
That's what I need to watch.
Watch it, dude. You'll
Right.
laugh your ass off. It was funny stuff.
Tommy Boy.
Yes, he was also in Tommy Boy. Yep. So in a year, come back. And I'll have this gray ass ponytail. Oh, dude, yeah. How long do you think? I don't know how long
It's
your
gonna
hair
take
grows
longer
or
than
how
that.
fast your hair
No,
grows, but it
it's-
takes a long time.
I cut off 3 inches every 3 months. Or 2 months, actually. So that's the rate of hair growth I have.
Well, I'm a
3
guy,
inches.
so I'm definitely needing 3 inches.
And we're out.
Never out.
You can hit us up on
An extra 3 inches for me
actually,
is always a good thing.
there is still a giveaway going on a Discord server. If you're not in there yet, it's really easy. There's a giveaway channel on our Discord server where you just hit a button, like you react with this potty popper emoji that reacts to the bot, and you'll be in a drawing. I think it ends tomorrow at like noon UTC. So at that time it will be like super early morning US time. So you better get it in tonight because it's the last chance. Because you'll be able to win I think it's Origin 125A. Yeah. Because with LTI, of course. So people whining about all the LTI stuff from the last sale. You can still get one. I don't know.
We're propagating the problem.
I don't care what you use it for. It's just you can win it. It's actually I guess that could be a nice ship though, because that's the 125A variant. So it's the one with the faster speed and the bigger guns. It's still a small ship. What's all this talk about? Cut all of you.
Hair?
They're
So,
going to shave her hair for science at SitCon and see how long it takes to grow back.
Wow.
And we'll start the timer at CitizenCon and see if by next year at CitizenCon time what the length is. That's a great study, actually.
No.
Your boss would be very impressed if you walked in like Sinead fucking O'Connor.
My boss was like, do you have cancer? Do I need to start looking for a replacement for you? Because that's what employers think of, right? If you come in with a shaved head or
Isn't that when they're bald?
concerns.
Really?
Or you flipped out like Britney Spears, one or the other.
Or yeah.
Or just a
Do I
hipster?
need to replace you now?
Bitch is crazy.
Are you a
man.
liability?
Well, they already know that.
Fuck you.
Well, whatever. We have a Twitter, Discord server. I said that. Yeah, that's it. Really, we have. Isn't that again like in an hour? We have 2 shows following each other from that new guy. What's his name? DJ Sid
Vicious.
Sid Vicious, and he will have like some oldies first, and then some.
It's not
more
oldies,
music.
it's retro.
Retro, right? To oldies, retro, whatever. So that's hey, there he is, Sid Vicious. What's up? Yeah, that's coming up next. But until then, really, we do this show every week, so we'll be back again next Sunday. Our archive shows can be found on YouTube. I'll actually put up the last week's too, which it'll lose its value over time. It's getting a little old, that one with the news, so I should be faster doing that. The problem is that my computer takes up more time processing the video than it does uploading it, which is kind of dumb at this point.
Yeah, we need to get you a fucking Ryzen 32 core something.
Somewhere in the back closet, I can put a PC doing just media encoding all day. No. It's only does that once per week anyway. So whatever. We'll take it over to the Auto GJ after this, and then catch this show from Sid Vicious after, which is about 50 minutes from now. So we'll see the rest of you next week, or on the Discord or wherever around the community. See ya next week.
Yeah.
Good night.
Keep being awesome.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's all.
I support the monkeys. Do you? Check out The Base, 24/7 online radio.
Oh yeah.
visit us at TheBase.sc. They're professionals.